What's up, guys? It's Mr. Adams coming to you from the basement. All right. So today we're going to continue what we did last time. We kind of stopped here. Uh, hopefully you have all the dots. Oh, this red boop, 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 boop. Okay. With the code, I did show you most of the code last time. If you need to, maybe you know what? Let's do this actually. Okay. So delete that code right now because we don't need it. This is what we're going to start with. Okay. And I got ahead of myself, so we're going to take a step back. We're going to close the code. Let's wire this first, okay? All right, so this comes in a big old long strip. I don't have the big old long strip here. Can't see my face anymore. You guys got to see my face. All right, so it comes in a big old long strip. You know, if you search NeoPixel, there's different versions here, and you can get like a 12, a 20 strip. And really, like when you buy them, they're just all connected, and some of them are soldered together. So we can see these arrows, boop, 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 boop. And then here, I flipped it over, and so the arrows go the other way. And then here, they go this way, and then they go this way. So make sure that yours, because now I just realized that you did this. So make sure that the arrows flip each time. Okay, now we could do this a different way, and we totally, like, if all we were doing is this, we would do it a different way, but that's how our little NeoPixels are made in here. So let's see, it starts over here. So it's going to go down one side, back up the other, across, down. Ugh, my gosh, this is hard. And then up. So anyway, it's like as the plow goes, but it's probably in Latin. So the DIN, we got to make sure that we pay attention to DIN. Okay, that's the out. And go down here, go over here, and that's in. So it's not DIN, it's DIN. DIN. Okay, make sure the 5 volt goes 5 volts. And then I would change the color. And then the ground goes to ground. So hopefully you notice that if I click each time, it turns. All right, so you guys are going to do that. I'm actually going to just pause and do it so it's shorten the video. Okay, so here we go. Hopefully you see the pattern. Zip, zap, zip, zip, zap, zip. Bloop, 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 bloop. Okay, so nice snake through there. Green's on the outside, green's on the inside, so there's a little bit of pattern. Okay, I don't know if I told you how I got down this road, but got fancy Christmas lights this year, and so fancy Christmas lights. Basically, I can program it with my phone. I can change the color on the fly. I can change the design on the fly, that kind of stuff. And it uses this program. So when you drive by, or maybe you have fancy Christmas lights at your house, this is how you do it. So if you want later on, if you want the sweet, cool TikTok lights in your house, in the corners, you can buy the strips of this, and you can actually buy it cheaper because you don't need all the controllers and stuff, and you can program it yourself. And at the very end, if you really want to do that, I'll show you how to. Well, I'll just point you to the YouTube video, and you'll be able to, that's super easy peasy. I was pretty excited with myself too because the neighbor did it, and I did it way faster. And he's like, "Wow, you did that really quick." Like, wow, that's all we do in class. Like, that's what this class is made for. So anyway, okay, so we got our thing. Now, to go through this loop and to change each one of these numbers, we'd have to do it 16 times, which, on one hand, 16 is not that bad, but I have 370 at my house, and that would take a lot of time, and that'd be no fun. So we want to be able to do this a lot quicker, and we want to go through, we just want to do it a lot quicker. So what we can do is our good old buddy for loop. All right, so here inside the loop, we can do a for, and hopefully that looks a little familiar. Nope, I'll zoom in. For int I equals 0. And then I'm going to say while I is less than num. Now I got to check here. What do we call that? I guess it's somewhere in here, isn't it? No. Got to go all the way up to the top here. Num pixels. It's hard. I think it's because Because pimple is spelled L-E, pixel is E-L. Right? I don't know. So anyway, spelling's the worst. All right, numpixel, and then I go I plus plus. Okay, so now, oh, we better finish this up real quick. Squiggle bracket here, and then we're going to come down here to delay squiggle bracket there. Okay, so now we have a squiggle bracket, or this all goes in there. And if everyone was in person, I'd ask Alex Lua, like, what do we call that? Scope. Okay, so it's the scope, and I don't remember which scope right now, so I'd have to look that up. Alex would go right away because he did the reading. Don't tell the other class. All right. So anyway, this eye only fits in the scope. Now, right now, now first of all, the less than, we want less than because we're starting at 0. Okay, so if we were starting, so when we count 0, 1, 2, if I were to count this all out loud, I'd only get to 15 before I stop. So we want to go one less than the actual number of pixels. Okay, all right. Now if I run this loop as is, nothing's going to change. Only this one's going to blink because this tells me what number to use. Okay. You know what? We're gonna do something kind of fun too, I think. Because we can. We're not gonna worry about it. All right. So here we're gonna change this to I. All right. And then what that's gonna do is the first loop through, it's gonna do the 0. Second loop, it's gonna do the 1. Third loop, the 2, and so on and so forth. All right. So now, notice how quick that was. It was what? I mean, if you count, count the squiggle bracket right there. It's probably better to put the squiggle bracket underneath. It doesn't matter. So counting this big squiggle bracket, 1, 2 lines, counting the squiggle bracket. And now we can do all of them. Now here, the other thing we need to change here is we no longer have 4 pixels. We have 16. All right. Okay, so start the simulation. Hold on. Let me pause real quick here. Spelling, dude. Spelling. Or, so spelling, because this says numpixels, and I put numpixel. And it is kind of a pain sometimes because, like, this orange line, I don't know, like, that's not where it's stuck at all. So we want numpixels. Ooh, I got stuck on the pimple thing. All right, so now we run it. Fingers crossed, I guess. Yes. All right. We can close the code out so we can witness the awesomeness. So notice it goes through. Boom. And then starts over. Okay, so we can make a little more sense. Change this back to hundo. Maybe get twice as fast. Start the simulation. Oops. Hide the code. There we go. All right. Okay. So now, basically, we're going to spend quite a bit of time now figuring out different things we can do with this. All right. Okay. So first of all, let's put this in the code. And for the for loop, right above this, let's go above. I kind of like below. All right. Use for loop to cycle through pixels. All right. So use for loop to cycle through pixels. All right. Now, if I turn all of these, why it's not very exciting. We kind of did that. If we wanted, we could do. Let's see. Let's try this out. Okay. We always want to turn this off. To change the color of the pixels, we can. Let's see. There's a couple ways we can do it. Kind of a long way. Let's do. I don't know what's going to happen here. Let's int color equals 255. divided by I plus 1. All right. Fortunately, if we're in whole class again, why can't I just use I right there? All right, because we start with I as 0, we can't divide by 0. So it's going to go, in fact, if we do that, the compiler is not going to catch it, and then it's going to break in the Arduino, probably. All right. Because why not? Let's run it, see what happens. Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know. I don't know why that should have broken it, but who knows? But anyway, put +1 there anyway. Because Java broken for sure. And then here, we're going to say color. Just make the first one color. See what happens. Okay? Huh. It's not what I expected. I don't know. Maybe our color's not as exciting. I don't know. I just tried that one. We're going to delete that. Oops. You probably put all that in there. I do have another way to do random colors that we'll do later. Go ahead and mess with the colors, though, if you'd like. See what's fun. There we go. We'll go pink. I like pink. Okay, but here's what I want you to do today is I want you to mess around, and I will give you one hint, is that how can I get all the lights to turn on once, all the lights to turn off at once? So I want to blink it. All right, so here, think of mine, or I think I'm going to have to tell you this and then have you do something else. Okay, so we're going to turn them all on, okay? So how can I turn all of them on and then, you know what? I'm going to let you figure that out, okay? If you need help, I will be available via the chat, or not chat even, Google Meet. You can get on Google Meet if you're like, I completely lost. I need help. I can help you on this. Let's go ahead and see how can I turn all of them on and then all of them off, all of them on, all of them off. All right. I will give you a hint over here. Okay. This sets the color. So I go through and I set the color for each one of them. And this shows it after I set the color. Okay. So now I can set more than one color at once and then show it. Okay. So that is a big hint. And hopefully, that is enough of a hint. So set all the colors, then show it, and then set all the colors again, and then 000 counts as a color. So think of this as black. Instead of thinking this is on and off, okay? Instead of thinking of it as on, off, think of it as pink, black, okay? And that gives you a hint right here. So turn all of them on, turn all of them off, all of them on, all of them off. Okay. And then if you get that done super quick, go ahead and mess around. How do I do 2 on 2 or 2? How do I make like it stick with 2 the whole time? 3, how can I make like a bigger snake to go through? If you want to mess around, if you're like, yeah, I understand all this stuff. If you want to mess around with the color part, you can definitely totes mess around with the color part. All right. Okay. So if you have any questions, let me know. All right. Okay. If you're lost, just come in. There's no judgment on that. That's fine. Okay. I don't expect every single person to be like, yeah, done. Okay. But I do want you to mess around a little bit. It's only really, you're not adding much code to it. So it's not like I'm asking you to do a whole bunch. You're not going to break it. You're going to put, you'll have all this already. Good to go. So if you need to completely start over, you can completely start over. Okay. All right. Yeah. See you guys later.